Anime for Blondes.
I'm sorry, I can't see a cartoon without context and be like, that's hot. I need context.
Ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Action.
Action.
Hello, I'm Becca.
And I'm Allie.
And welcome to
Anime for Blondes. Today, we're talking about the finale
of season 1, and this girl was just crying.
I was in tears because I noticed something.
I'm scared.
I'm being really dramatic about it.
I was thinking that because, you never are dramatic, but...
No, I'm very calm. I'm very reasonable.
Yes.
But it's basically like, it's kind of like a nostalgia thing. Just like something that I noticed at the very end of season 1 where we leave off Gojo and then where we pick up with him in the next season. And it made me emotional for some reason.
Where did we leave off with him?
He hung up the phone with Megumi. And he's leaning in a chair. He's like hanging out in a chair.
Okay, interesting.
There's literally no reason for it to have made me cry.
Yeah, actual tears streaming down her face. She's wiping them.
Water.
I look over. I'm like, what is going on?
And now she's terrified.
It's a completely normal moment. Like, nothing emotional going on in the show at all.
I'm a very nostalgic, emotional person.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
So, and, just listening to the 1989 Vault tracks recently, I was like, wow, this takes me back.
On the way here.
Doesn't it take you back, though?
It does.
It feels like they're so old and they're just not.
Now that we
don't talk. Exactly.
It's definitely, like, she put something in those to make them feel like they came out in 2014.
They're, like, the most vaulty vault. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, they were definitely written in that era because that's how they feel.
Yeah.
Anyways, so just a similar feeling of
back to the show, I guess.
Of, like, nostalgia. So, okay, we had 4 episodes.
Yeah.
A new mini arc.
This was so random to me. Like,
the whole thing?
Yes. I feel like that was a very odd place to end a season.
I feel, okay, if I had been writing the story, I would have ended it with the exchange event.
That was the perfect ending.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like, oh, hey, we had this first villain that was smaller time, but now we're coming together to fight the actual big bad. That was the more normal ending, and then this was just so random. Like, I guess we got... I don't understand. I don't even know what to say. Like, there was not, like, this big learning moment or conclusion, really.
I wouldn't say that.
There was a little one, but, like, I don't know. I didn't feel like it was...
In most shows, I feel, and in a lot of stories, I don't want to say that there's a correct structure to do things. But if we're looking at, like, the basic plot line of a novel, inciting incident, rise, little climax, rise, little climax, and so on. And then the big one, and then the conclusion.
Yeah.
The exchange event definitely would have been and then that fight in the exchange event.
Yeah.
And then, like, Gojo showing off how powerful he is. That would have been one of the bigger climaxes before continuing the rest of the story.
Yeah.
And this last arc would have been a little one.
Yeah, it was very interesting choice. I'm interested to see where it goes from here. It just felt very random. I do have to say, because the first episode we watched
was the baseball episode.
Just like a filler of, like, cutesy, the people getting along and, like, deciding. You really messed us up with the not doing 4 episodes.
I did.
Because that would have gone perfectly. It was so random to just watch that episode where, like, nothing really happened.
Yeah.
And then to go into this.
It felt like a nice opener, though.
It was sweet. That was so funny. I just love that you changed it to 3 to, like, do the whole thing, and then it didn't.
And then,
It
yeah.
just got messed up.
I messed up. I should have read the episode descriptions before making this schedule.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I was just like, how many can we fit in per week? And then that's what I did.
C'est la vie.
I like the baseball game. It's
cute. It's just nothing really happens.
And that's the kind of show I like. I like slice of life where nothing happens.
Okay, interesting.
And it's just personal relationships. So the thing I have to say about the baseball game is Gojo looking sexy as hell.
Oh, he was looking cute for sure.
Being the, what is it, umpire?
Sure.
In baseball?
Yeah. In baseball?
That's what they're playing, right? Oh my god. Yeah. I freaked out for a second. Because the way you said that sounded like I said something stupid.
Well, I think I don't know how to explain.
Okay. He's standing behind the catcher, and I think that's what the umpire is. Mm-hmm. So that's the position, and he's just there in his little shirt and his sunglasses, and he's got his hair down. He's just looking real nice. Also, that catch by her name's not Mei Mei.
Like, it's something with 2 M's.
Yeah. Momo. Why did they do that? Yeah, that was illegal. That catch
is not allowed. I don't know sports, but I know that wasn't allowed.
No one else is using their like abilities or techniques, so why does she get to?
Literally, like, can she walk?
Oh yeah, is she like a disabled character and we just don't know? Because I don't think so.
We're canceled.
That's 6 episodes in a row.
No, we've been canceled every episode.
No, I'm pretty sure we've seen her walk around not on her broom.
Okay.
But like,
that was so stupid.
It was dumb. I understand.
Then we got our boy Yuji hits an actual home run. He's so sweet. I love him.
And Toto got hit in the face by a pitch, and everyone was like, yeah, nice pitch. Everyone just wants to see Toto beat up, and Yuji's the only one who's like, hang in there, buddy.
Why? I didn't realize everybody didn't like him. Why?
I think it's because he's disrespectful.
Is he?
I don't know. The way everyone describes him, which this is not how I know his character, but the way everyone talks about him is like he's like a mindless monster who will just get in fights and kill anybody. That's how everyone.
I don't get that from him at all.
No, exactly. He's like so well spoken.
He's so sweet. He's a little fangirl. I love that.
Yeah, he's a fangirl. He's a great friend. He's
just
ride
like me
or
for
die
real.
for Yuji. Yeah. But everyone hates him. Yeah, I don't really get it either. I think it's just a funny bit. These 2 rival schools are playing against each other, but they're all like, yeah, nice job hitting Toto in the face.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like that.
Even Yuji's like, was trying to get away from him in that episode. He's like, listen, I need space. I wasn't like myself when I claimed you as my best friend. And I'm like, you take that back right now.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean?
Like, you can't just say that.
You weren't Sukuna. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you have no excuse.
Like, you have the best excuse, and that's not what it was.
So, you said you wanted more of the 3 students.
Yeah, and immediately I get it.
Immediately, yeah.
I'm just gonna start speaking into existence. I want, Geto and Gojo previous lore.
You already know that's gonna be.
But that is what I wanted. I get what I want. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. After the baseball episode, we got
back to the baseball episode.
Oh, okay.
We get a little official thing from the principals of like, okay, truce.
Oh yeah.
Let's not do anything.
They're like,
with
let's
Yuji
not kill Yuji yet. Let's just keep an eye on him.
Love that.
And Gojo walks by laughing like he's got something up his sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we gotta deal with this guy first.
And then we also do get to see, so Megumi just does a little bunt.
Yeah, he just does a little bunt. And then that becomes a lesson.
Yeah, it ties in later on. He gets advice from Gojo on how to, he's like, Gojo is training him to get to Yuji's level in Megumi's mind. And Gojo tells him, like, you have the ability to be stronger than...
Like, there's no reason for you to make sacrificial moves like that little bunt.
Exactly. Like, I love that he was like, Jujutsu is an individual sport.
Yeah, it's not
Baseball's
a team
sport, but Jujutsu is an individual sport. And we get to see a little bit of Megumi doing that later on.
We gotta save that for later.
Yeah. Just a little tease.
That is, but I was also a bunter when I did softball.
Oof.
I know, but...
You just weren't, like, you were sacrificing. You don't want to show your true power.
Yeah. I did get a home run one time.
You doing softball is crazy.
It's because of Twilight.
Interesting. Interesting.
There's some deep lore about that. Anyways, okay. So, next arc, the three of them. I just love seeing them work together. I love watching them go on little missions together.
They have a really fun dynamic, and I'm glad that they're back to that. They've forgiven Yuji.
As they should.
Literally so annoying.
I had a really big critique about the timeline of this series. Ooh. And I don't take it back completely, but rewatching it, I am not as upset with the pacing as I originally was.
Oh, okay.
My biggest critique of the show, and the whole story really, is the pacing. They speed through, in my opinion, what could be a lot of really interesting arcs if they give it time to go deeper. And I feel like a lot of times we don't get enough of it. But rewatching it, I take that back, not all the way, just a little bit. I'm like happier with the pacing.
Okay.
And like these last 4 episodes, even though it seemed weird to be coming after the exchange event arc, made me feel a lot better. And I actually like that we end the season on like a more intimate mission with like our 3 main characters.
Yeah, it kind of brings us back
to the beginning.
Yeah.
Back to when the earth, the sun, the stars all... Did you listen to Hilary Duff?
I don't know this one.
You don't know Hilary Duff?
I don't know that Hilary Duff.
Oh, okay. That's Let the Rain Fall Down.
What?
Yeah.
What part of Let the Rain Fall Down is
the
that?
Beginning. Let's go back to the beginning.
I guess I haven't listened to that one in a while. I've only listened to the chorus of it.
Hilary Duff was my Taylor Swift before Taylor Swift.
Me too, but I guess I just haven't listened to her in a minute.
You're a fake fan.
I am. I have a concert tee.
You do?
She was my first concert.
Shut up!
She was.
Hannah Montana was my first concert.
I'm pissed about that. Did you get to see the Jonas Brothers open?
Yes. Yes, I did.
You do not understand the mental breakdown I had of not going to that. And it, like, I wanted to see Miley for sure, but I really thought I thought that Nick was my true love. Like, genuinely.
Honestly,
and I was like, this is my only chance.
You're so real for that.
I had a picture of him and Miley that I glued my face on hers.
That's a classic.
Yeah. I was obsessed. You know how I am with guys.
Yeah. With dark hair, moody.
Dark curly hair, and I just obsess. I can't help it.
Nick is still the best one, I think, to this day.
Joe really had a moment, and then he ruined it.
Yeah, how dare you divorce Sophie Turner in the worst way?
Like, bro.
Anyways.
Yeah.
That's neither
not
here
even
nor
gonna
there.
get into that. We don't have a guy in the show with dark curly hair.
Megumi's hair isn't curly.
It's spiky.
It's spiky. Everyone in the show has spiky hair.
I know.
That's just the style.
Yeah.
I
do think that the pacing of the show feels a little odd to me, so maybe I need to rewatch it.
No, really. I think if you ever like go back and rewatch it, it really does. It helps that like I forgot basically the entire show. So I'm basically re-experiencing it from the first time.
I think something I'm learning about animes, now that this is the 3rd one I've watched, is the pacing and like storytelling is so different than other things. Like, I feel like all of them, I have not understood the show by the end of the first season.
Like the system or anything?
Like, I do not know what's going on in this show.
Okay.
Like, I have no clue what's happening in this show at any given moment.
In this show?
Yeah.
And do you just mean like you can't predict it, or?
I don't even know.
That pause was
trying to
deep and meaningful. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. We didn't really talk about this. This is different arc. If you want to paste it into the previous episode, you can. But we kind of just blew past Gojo using his powers.
Which one? Originally, like the first time?
With the floating, taking down the barrier, purple. Did purple mean nothing to you?
Purple?
Or was it blue?
What are you talking about?
The giant ball that he used.
I don't remember it.
Really?
What episode?
It, like, took out, like,
what situation?
Hanami's body.
Oh, just the last one we just watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I saw that.
Okay. Nothing? That didn't make you feel anything?
About Gojo?
Yeah, about Gojo, about his power, about the magic they have.
I just feel like I don't have, like, for all the explaining they do, I feel like I don't have a good idea of, like, what's going on. Like, and here's what I feel. I feel like they just tell us a lot of things, and there's not actually meaning behind any of it. Like, they'll be like, oh, this, and this is happening because of this. But it's like, but why? Why is that happening because of that? Like, in this episode,
they're like, I understand.
Yeah.
Insert whatever.
So in this one, they have the realization, Megumi has the realization that the curses started happening to the middle schoolers when Yuji ate the first finger.
Right.
Why?
Well, they kind of do explain that.
What was the explanation?
Sukuna, by doing that, he basically reawakened Sukuna, and by Sukuna being awake, attracts more cursed energy. Therefore, they manifest into curses, and it hurts people.
That just doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
So just a lot more curses are going to be realized now that Sukuna has been awoken.
Yeah.
Another question about Sukuna I had.
Okay.
So there's a lot of fingers. He was split up 20 times.
Yes.
So if somebody else eats a finger, is there 2 Sukunas?
I think so. Assuming that they survive eating the finger, because the explanation is that
is what we were saying.
Kills them immediately. But assuming they survive, yes.
I think that.
Yes. You want to see that?
I want to see that.
Because when Yuji was like, you can't kill me because then we both die, he's like, no, I've got other manifestations out there.
So true.
So,
I want to see Sukuna
the Sukuna.
Yeah.
Who wins?
I really do want to see that. I had that thought.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I'm just dumb, but...
You're not dumb.
It's the same thing with fantasy books. I just don't understand. Like, it just doesn't
Your suspension of disbelief is not suspending.
It's not. Like, I'm like, but why
is that happening? It's like 2 feet off the ground.
Like, why? I don't know.
I get it. A lot of the show really is just like blah blah blah, proper name, place name, backstory.
It is. Like, I feel like I'm like, okay, so give me something. Like, and I even feel like, how are people so obsessed with Gojo? I've barely seen him.
We don't get enough of him. I agree.
Were you already this obsessed with him in the first season?
Yes, I was.
I don't get it. Like, every scene that you're pointing him out, I'm like, that's all I've seen of him. I don't know him. How am I supposed to like him so much? He's a cartoon. He's not that hot.
Yes, First of all, take that back.
I'm sorry, I can't see a cartoon without context and be like, that's hot. I need context.
You exist in the context
of all
in which you live. Gojo exists in the context of all the Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay.
I really feel like everybody who likes him has just seen fan cams, and then it's just like it's not even the show. It's not even him. It's just the fan cams.
They are good fan cams.
I feel like I'm going crazy. Am I going crazy?
I think you're being a little picky. I feel like we've seen... To me, I feel like we've seen enough of him to know he is objectively hot.
Okay.
That's all I needed.
I also feel like it's just, like, you're telling me he's the most powerful guy. And they're, like, saying it every once in a while. But, like, is he? Like, what have I seen to make him the most powerful guy?
You don't even know, girl. You don't even know.
Okay.
You're speaking prematurely
I would
right
like
now.
to see. I'm excited for season 2. I'm excited to see his backstory. I really am. Because I just don't get it right now, and I want to get it.
I understand. I can't be too mad at you. They're giving us breadcrumbs right now.
Breadcrumbs.
Cut that out. I can understand. They are just... They show us a little bit how powerful he is, but then because the stakes continue to grow and they can't include him in a lot of these fights because then they'd be over too quickly. So, like, if Gojo's showing us how powerful he is constantly, there's just no show.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And that's a author problem as well. Okay. He literally, and I've got beef about this, he created this character to be the most powerful in of all time, and then he doesn't utilize him. He wrote himself into a corner with it.
Yeah.
And I get it, because it's not really an interesting story if we just have the most powerful character of all time just, like, fixing everyone's problems. But that's what I want.
Yeah. I just feel like I want to see him in action more, and I just want to get the hype. And I just feel like now it feels like the hype is just...
People telling you the hype?
Yes!
Yeah. And it's me. That's included.
It's you and everybody on the internet and everybody I've ever met that's watched the show.
Yeah.
What's also... When is he going to start doing his finger cross thing? Is that his thing that he does?
He did that when he did his first domain expansion.
That was so long ago. But everybody does that, and I was like, okay, I need to know what this is.
It's infinite domain.
He just does that every time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's making an infinity sign with his fingers.
Okay.
That's what that is.
That's an infinity sign.
Yes.
That's an X.
You're driving me crazy right now.
I feel like I'm going crazy. Like,
you are. Okay, you have a valid critique.
I feel like I'm being a hater, and I'm really not trying to be a hater.
I don't know. We came into this, and you were like, I'm going to be a hater.
I didn't expect to feel like this at the finale. I was so excited about this finale, and I feel like it did not.
To be fair, ultimately, Gojo's not a main character. He is the mentor, and the main characters are Yuji and Megumi.
Okay. I like them, so that's fine.
Really, like, that's why. It's about them, and it's about them growing and coming into their power.
Yeah. Okay.
So, to be fair, I understand your critique. I get how frustrating it can be to not get the hype. But I really think the next arc will have you appreciating him more.
Okay. I'm excited about that. To get back into the episodes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they have a new mission, by the way.
They do have a new mission. Gojo is out of town.
He's out of town doing something. as always, again, anyways, 4 deaths. They all did a bravery challenge on a bridge when they were teenagers.
3 deaths, and then they have a witness that they get to talk to. They get to his house, it's a funeral for him.
And he's dead. New character, she's driving them around. She is a graduate of Jujutsu High. She's basically the same as the other guy.
Okay.
And I don't know if they ever say her name, but her name is Akari.
Okay. And then super fun new lore. They go to Megumi's middle school.
Yeah!
That was so cute. And he was a bully.
He was a bully.
I love that for him.
It makes sense for him.
I did not expect it, but I get it now. And he has a half-sister. And she is in a coma.
Yes. I feel like they've hinted at that before. He's told us that he has a sister before.
I do remember him going into a backstory. I couldn't remember exactly what the backstory was.
Okay.
And we get a really cute moment of Yuji and Nobara being like, you have a sister?
You don't tell us anything!
You went to this middle school?
Like a true Capricorn who just doesn't talk about
He's
himself.
Such a Capricorn. I was thinking the exact same thing.
He really...
Every guy that I like in this is a Capricorn.
Dark hair. Yeah, so this hits him hard when he realizes that this curse and the one that his sister is under are connected.
And he realizes that his sister went to the bridge for the thing.
And he is like, I'm gonna take care of this myself.
He is so dumb.
They all do this.
Bro, I hate when they do that in these. I'm like, just do the show.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, they're sending more intense people here to do it. You guys leave. Bye, 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 bye. And he's just gonna go do it himself. And they just pop up behind him.
They weren't taking any of that nonsense.
That was cute.
They were like, you are out of it if you couldn't sense us. And also, you're stupid.
I'm glad that they know him like that.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
They played with that trope, but not for too long. It was just the right amount.
Yeah.
So my note said whack-a-mole. They cross a river and some crazy... I guess it's because they're entering not a domain. They're entering, a barrier.
Yeah.
By crossing the river. And then there are all these tiny little baby curses popping out of holes. And then there's a giant thing that comes and takes Nobara away.
She's always getting pulled away.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were a girl.
Yeah, I was like, misogyny or feminism? Not really sure.
Can't tell. Oh, I do... So when Megumi is like, I shouldn't be thinking too hard about curses logic, I was like, me at men. I shouldn't be thinking too hard about their actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was when he realized that all of these curses are activating because of Sukuna.
Yeah. Which is, he's like, Yuji will feel bad.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell Yuji. But
and then
Yuji knows because Sukuna tells him.
Because Sukuna's an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, whack-a-mole. Oh, okay. Yuji and Nobara are both fighting brother things.
There's 2 brothers.
They're not
one of them
curses. They're not straight up curses because they don't wither away when they die. They have bodies.
One of them is giving magic Mike.
Yeah. That's the either super feminist or super
yeah.
or super misogynist.
And then one's just a gloop.
A gloop. A crawly gloop that still talks.
We got Magic Mike and Gloop.
And they're brothers. And okay. I should have asked Malachi to clarify this while he was in here, but
we need a man to clarify.
No, we need someone who's a little bit more familiar with the story to clarify. And the person in this house who knows is a man.
I have confidence in you. What are we clarifying?
Okay. To my understanding, the three brothers are the little baby fetuses that were stolen from the school by Mahito
I was also thinking
and fed to people.
Mm-hmm.
And so they turned into those things, and they just took it better or worse because everyone's different. So obviously the guy who we saw nailed up in the wall with Mahito is the guy who, after he ate it, turned into the gloop that talks. And then we didn't see the other two, but supposedly that happened.
And one of them is like an actual
person.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
His name is Chozo.
Yeah. He's gonna be a character.
Yes. And would you be shocked to find out he is a fan favorite?
I wouldn't, because he was pretty cute.
The girlies love Chozo.
I've seen a lot of people with that makeup and the costume, so that makes sense.
I don't get it personally.
Okay. Is he always a villain? I guess that's spoilers, but
I'm not gonna spoil that for you.
Okay.
I personally don't see it. He's interesting.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
And all three of these brothers have crazy blood power.
Okay. Well,
that we saw. We saw
two
the
of them
first
are dead.
Two of them, yeah.
Spoiler.
So yeah, introductory to Chozo, and I made a crazy face while we were watching it because I forgot that was Chozo's origin. A lot of these characters, they're just introduced randomly.
Yeah.
So I just assumed that was him as well.
You're like, he's one of the three brothers.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember him being crazy about his brothers.
Yeah, that is sad.
It is. I had empathy, and so did Yuji. I did. I was like, wow, I feel kind of bad.
I did too.
But, okay. We have the flashback with Gojo teaching Megumi. We talked about it a little bit. I just want to say, Gojo was sexier than ever in that scene.
Okay.
And you disagree?
I liked his advice to Megumi. And I liked their dynamic. I thought that was sweet. We kind of got to see a little bit more of Megumi and Gojo's relationship in general when he talks about how Gojo's the one that broke it to him and his sister. Also, he was supposed to be sold to the Zenin clan. What is this Zenin clan?
Maki.
Like, no, I know.
Oh, okay.
But like, this is just this like little back story. Like, I'm curious if we're gonna get more of it ever, or if it's gonna be more like full front.
Do you want to know? Full frontal backstory.
Do we get to know like more?
We get to know more.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, he's like a crazy guy with white hair showed up, and
yeah, and it's Gojo.
And it's Gojo, and he's there just yapping, and
Megumi's like, it annoyed me how smug he was as he told
Child me. Megumi is like, I hate this guy.
Also interesting how much older Gojo was than him. I'm like, oh, that puts things into perspective.
Gojo was 17.
In that situation? Why did they send a 17-year-old to do
There's
that?
reasons.
Okay. But yeah, I like to see, because we've seen his relationship with Yuji, Gojo's, and so it's interesting to see Gojo's relationship with Megumi now.
Yeah, I like their dynamic. That's why I thought it was really interesting that you were like, they seem so much closer, whereas Megumi and Gojo are more like strictly teacher-student. But that's not how I remember them, and that's because we're getting more into their relationship.
I think probably what I was seeing was more of Megumi's hesitancy to like have Gojo do things for him,
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I like read that as like he was a student not wanting his teacher to like do things for him.
Mm-hmm.
But now I can see, oh, okay, they have some history behind them. And that's why Megumi acts like that.
Yeah, he reminds me of my little sister towards me.
Oh, interesting.
um,
Don't have
and
a little sister, so can't relate.
yeah, but you kind of do now.
That's true.
Um, yeah, my note for that scene, other than like his advice to Megami, was my man, my man, my man, my man.
Okay.
And his advice boils down to be greedier. And so in Megumi's fight, he kills all the whack-a-mole things.
Yep.
And then he's faced with a very triggering demon curse. Sorry. I'll probably never.
Dude, they're demons. Like,
they are.
Please.
It's just a fancier way of saying demon.
Yeah.
That is just like the one that he and Yuji faced. Back when Yuji died, basically.
The prison.
Yeah. And this one's stronger. And he gets knocked out and he remembers the advice from Gojo to be greedier. And then he's like, fine, I will do that. And then we get his first domain expansion.
Yep.
And he gets kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun though. I got so hyped.
He was nuts. I was loving that. It's like, that's my boy.
It's just such a different side to him that we don't get to see very much. Yeah. And it was like so refreshing. And Sukuna's smug ass is so happy about this. He's so pleased with himself.
Because he's got something about him. Like, Sukuna is interested in Megumi. I still don't know why, but...
I mean, Megumi's just interesting.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
He just wants to get to know him better. Yeah, he takes out that other demon pretty easily, which is crazy to think that, like, if he had this, like, development earlier, then he and Yuji would have beat the first curse that was there.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the point. Yuji's gotten stronger, and that inspired Megumi to get stronger, which is how he learned how to... I know!
That's sweet.
They've inspired each other.
Yeah.
Megumi's like, I'm gonna be stronger than you, and Yuji's like, okay. And he's supportive of that.
I know. I love that. Supportive friends.
And yeah, that's something that I like about all the relationships between the guys in the show. Very little of it is toxic masculinity. Most of it is just like so supportive. Like, we want to keep growing and we want to help each other grow. And if that means you're stronger than me right now, fine. I'm just gonna work harder and become stronger than you.
That's so good. Like, there's just no point in toxic masculinity. Like, every guy could be like that. And
period.
We would just have like better and better guys.
Yeah. In a world of boys.
He's a gentleman.
Man, a lot of these boys are green flags, IMO.
I agree.
And if your favorite show is JJK and you're not using Yuji and Megumi and Toto as role models, what are you doing?
And if you're a boy?
You're a boy, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
But that was really cool. I got really hyped up for that. And then he passes out.
Yeah.
He taps out.
He's so sweet.
He's so sleepy.
Tired. Oh, we get to see Yuji run really fast.
Oh my god. Okay, I love that. I think it's so fun. He just scoops her up because they're under attack by crazy blood rain. And
I love that she didn't even think twice about it, because you could tell, like, she didn't want him to pick her up.
No.
She wants to hold her own.
She just
but in
can't
this
run
scenario,
as fast.
she's like, okay, I'm going to adapt. She's like, I got your back.
And he's like, okay. Sure.
I'm like, okay, Queen. She adapted immediately.
And the way he scooped her up and just, I don't know, yeah, he was moving crazy fast, and she's impressed, and I was impressed. That song, Breaking Dishes, started playing in my head.
Don't know that one.
You've definitely seen edits to it where it goes, a man, a man, a man.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking when he was carrying her. I was like, this is so manly of him.
Okay.
And I don't usually see Yuji that way, but I was impressed.
Okay.
And I felt like Nobara was impressed too.
You know something interesting about Yuji
Okay.
is he fits our color scheme.
Oh my god, he does!
We need to have just a picture of him from like the shoulders and the neck up.
And then it's our color scheme.
Because he has the red scarf and the pink hair.
Uh-huh. That's so true. Especially if I dye my hair pink.
Ooh.
I could cosplay Yuji.
True. That'd be fun.
I never noticed that. That's funny.
Yeah, I just noticed it this last time.
So this final episode is all about Yuji and Nobara, and they are the dream team, basically. Yeah. They get hit by poisonous or cursed blood, which is supposed to start killing them. But
they say psych.
Yeah, Yuji's OP and Nobara's like, no, I'm gonna reverse psychology you. I'm gonna hurt myself so that it hurts you. And yeah, it'll kill me faster, but it'll make you release the technique, which will then stop me from dying.
So, like, going back to what you said last episode about how she, like, actually is, like,
she's so strong.
Very powerful. I don't even know, like, she definitely is powerful and strong, but I don't even know if that's necessarily what puts her ahead of everybody else, or if it's that she is just so stubborn and determined. She is willing to, like, win at all costs. She's stabbing herself.
She's just got guts.
She's got guts. Like, she doesn't need to be the most powerful person in the room because she's the most stubborn.
She has the most energy. The most stubborn is a great way to put it. Even when they were playing baseball, they were like, oh no, Nobara's freaking out. We're about to be screwed.
Yep.
And it's not because she's physically the strongest. Yeah, it's just all about her energy.
Yeah. She's, like, mentally stronger than everybody else.
I love that for her.
Yeah.
And it worked. It worked, and she killed the Goopy brother.
The Goopy brother is no more.
And Magic Mike brother is devastated. And he releases the technique before he even realizes what's happening.
And then he tries to leave in the truck that drives by them.
And then Yuji just, casually runs up, keeps up with the truck.
Yep.
Like a little... He was on track, wasn't he?
He was doing everything at that old school.
Yeah. Man, they lost a star player there.
Yikes. They're like, man, we just can't make it to the semifinals without Yuji.
If only they had Yuji Itadori. But yeah, he, and then with his arm that Yuji had previously ripped off, Nobara uses her straw doll technique and, stabs him with that. Which was cool to see, and Yuji feels empathy for him as he's dying. Tears are falling down his face, and Yuji, like, finishes him off, but catches him, and he's like, tears were shed over the people I killed, and it sucks.
Yeah.
He's
still empathetic.
I don't think he'd be saying that if it were Mahito.
Oh, no way.
But when their bodies don't disintegrate, they're like, oh, these are not curses.
Yikes.
But Nobara has more of a Megumi perspective on it, where it's like, we can't save everyone, and these guys were clearly evil.
Yeah.
So
that's their job.
Dream Team, though,
it's their cross to bear.
Switching their places, punch, stab. It was awesome to watch. The music that they had playing, it was like a music video.
It wasn't even like showing the fighting.
No, it wasn't. It was just showing them.
Yeah.
It was just like artistic editing.
Yeah. I would like to see some romance.
Yeah, between them.
Sure.
Yeah. Or just in general.
Just in general would be nice, but I would take it between them. They're sweet.
Watching this fight and seeing them work together, I was like, actually, they're amazing because
Yeah.
he has the strength physically of her stubbornness.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're like well matched. And it
Mhm.
was so cool seeing them like tattooed and fighting
Mhm.
together.
I feel like they would be the type of couple where they are like, when they're in their zone or like when they're like out, they're strictly business. Like it would
Mhm.
not be emotional outside. Like they would only be a couple like
Mhm.
behind closed doors.
It'd also be kind of a tsundere situation where she like bullies him and then is like,
Mhm.
you're actually my favorite person.
Yeah.
And he'd just be simping for her because that's the type of guy that Yuji is.
Yeah.
I feel like he's
I feel like that too, but I don't think he would simp so hard that he like would cause
Take her
issues
shit.
while they're fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I think that he would completely trust her to like hold her own while they're fighting, and they would be the dream team.
He would only step in when he had to, like when he had to carry her.
Yeah, exactly.
She wanted to run by herself, but
Mhm.
she just couldn't.
Exactly.
I
would love to see that.
Yeah. I can't say anything. But I do love them. And it's interesting watching this. Oh yeah, and then okay. The narration when Megumi expands his domain and starts going crazy.
Mhm.
They're like, this is what athletes call entering the zone.
Oh my god.
That was so stupid.
Well, that's what they did in the last few episodes.
Yeah.
So like that was calling back to that.
Yeah.
Which I
hate
guess
it.
You missed.
I will be going back and watching that episode.
You've got to not watch while you're at work. Like, just watch at home.
I simply don't have time.
What are you up to?
I have a strict schedule.
No TV time?
Mine and Malachi's TV time is right now for Psyche K. We watch 2 episodes and then go to bed.
Okay.
And it's while we eat dinner. It's a very strict schedule.
Okay.
Psyche K, by the way, one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. I am, however, romance starved from that show too. So any like drop of it that they give me, that show also pushed me to tears one day for no reason. It's just because I'm just craving a romance so much.
Okay.
Funny show though. I highly recommend.
Good to know.
So yeah, Yuji still has his empathy. The 3 brothers view themselves. I drew a little triquetra symbol to represent them.
Cool.
They're like, we are a whole.
Fucking.
We 3 are a whole. Oh yeah, my note. This fight is like a fucking music video. I don't know why I felt the need to curse in my notes.
I just loved when you zoomed in and it's that symbol and then underneath fucking.
Whoops. Oh, also hairpin is crazy.
Yeah, gay?
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Gaylor confirmed?
That's the only reason I had that thought, that hairpin is crazy, specifically because of that lore.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about it.
We can't talk about the Gaylors. We love every Swiftie here.
We do.
We don't judge anybody.
I know some insufferable Swifties.
But we still love them.
We do love them. It's like your family who has...
Yeah, it's like MAGA family members.
It's not...
Just kidding.
That is a hard comparison.
Just kidding.
And then my other note is this soundtrack absolutely eats.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the big 3 are together again. Oh yeah, Yuji gets another finger.
Yep, he eats it.
The plan is not for him to eat it. He's just gonna hold on to it.
Sukuna
with his little hand mouth goes chomp.
Chomp.
We haven't seen Sukuna in a while either.
Yeah, where's my boy?
We don't
free
your boy.
Free my boy.
Free. He's your man.
Hashtag free Sukuna.
No hashtag free Sukuna. Yeah, we only saw a glimpse of him when Megumi expanded his domain. How he sensed it from that far away, I don't know. But
he's in tune. He's
yeah,
in tune with Mr.
He's keeping
Megumi.
an eye on him.
But yeah, at the end, it's so cute. It's just the three of
They're
them, and they're
just shopping
walking.
together. They get a call from Gojo, and they're like, "Hey, we've got another mission." And Nobara's like, "We literally just finished one, and I'm so
And
tired."
Yuji's like, he says really important. And they're like, he says that
Every
every
single
time,
time.
which is so cute. It's just like another reminder that Yuji's so much more new than them.
And it also is like a reminder that like what they're showing us is not all that has happened. Like there's a more that has
Mm-hmm.
happened in their universe than what we're being seen for the purpose of the story.
Yeah.
Like saying, yeah, just like every time he's doing this the same as always implies that there have been multiple missions.
Mm-hmm.
Um
They just haven't made it to the story.
yeah, I guess because I mean that's what you're supposed to do. You're only supposed to show us what's like really relevant to the story or the character's development.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be mad about seeing more missions with all of them together.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I thought the show was going to be when we started. I think that's what is confusing me so much, is I don't have a good idea of what the show is going to be yet. And it's the end of the first season.
yeah. Okay. Basically, we have to summarize the first
Okay.
season.
Yeah, might as well.
We've got our main protagonists. I will say that Megumi is not a side character. I will say he is
Ooh.
Yuji's equal
Okay.
about protagonists because we get just as much screen time with him. His development and his power is just as important. He's clearly important to Sukuna.
We see him, like, from the very beginning, like,
Yeah,
basically, like, the same time as Yuji.
exactly. And Megumi's character is the reason why Yuji's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
They are I think they are two sides of a single protagonist.
Love that.
And then we've got Nobara and Gojo. And basically, the show so far is the students learning how to become stronger jujutsu sorcerers and going on missions, developing their friendships, and in the background, we've got two antagonists, really, the jujutsu sorcerer higher ups who want Yuji dead,
Mm-hmm.
and then the curses, or like, yeah, the curse gang hanging out on the beach who have their
Yeah.
own plan that they're doing, who want Yuji alive,
Mm-hmm. And Gojo dead.
and Gojo dead and or incapacitated.
Yeah.
And that's the story so far. Just them furthering their plan little by little, and then it interrupts our main characters and their storyline.
Okay. That makes sense. That's kind of similar to My Hero.
Really?
Yeah. Like, it's basically the same thing, but they're learning to be superheroes, and the villains interrupt it. So, basically the same thing.
I've considered watching My Hero Academia. How many seasons is it?
A lot.
Ugh,
It's really good, though. I loved it.
I just don't care enough, you know?
I mean, I felt that way until I watched it.
You got me there. I need to inject another shoujo into my veins first, though.
Yeah,
I'm feeling heavy withdrawals.
I feel that.
Do you? Do you feel that?
No, never watched one.
No. But the fact that you're wanting romance, like at all,
Yeah.
you're like, the power dynamics aren't keeping my interest. I need a love
I
story.
need something. I need something to hold on to. But then I don't know, like, because if it's a romance that's just a slice of life, I'm like, maybe I don't like slice of life. I kind of always thought I did like it, but now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I don't.
You need like more drama.
Yeah, I kind of need like a plot at least. I
Okay.
need like meanings behind things and like
Hmm.
reasoning behind things.
Fruits basket.
Okay, you've been trying to get me to watch that for years.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's 3 seasons though.
Okay, how like long are the seasons?
20 to 22 episodes.
Sheesh. Well, I mean, if this season pops off,
this season of not Jujutsu Kaisen, but the season of our podcast.
Maybe we could do Fruits Basket for our second season.
That is a crazy first romance for you.
Why?
Cause it's like, in my opinion, the best one, and I feel like you shouldn't start and I feel like you shouldn't start with the best one.
But like, how many animes am I realistically gonna watch in my life? I have decided that I only want to watch the best animes because I don't really care. Like, I don't really like anime like that. So it's like, why would I waste my time?
That's such a weird thing to say on your anime podcast.
I don't even like anime.
I'm different. I only want to watch the best
ones. But it's
ones.
like, I don't love anime enough that, like, that's my thing I'm watching everything of. Like, right. I have a lot of other stuff that I like that I also watch.
Reality TV.
Yeah, like, I'm a reality TV junkie, too. Mm-hmm. Like, I gotta balance this stuff.
I get it.
So it's like, I feel like when I watch an anime, I want it to be one of the best. And that's why I was excited to watch Jujutsu Kaisen, because it's one of the ones that everybody talks about, and I want to understand the hype.
Yeah.
And that's how it's been for My Hero and Attack on Titan. I'm like, oh, yep, I get it. These are amazing.
The problem is, though, where do you go from here? If you're watching all of the best ones right now, there's
always going to be
another best one.
More best ones, yeah. Like, right now, people have been hyping up Vinland Saga.
Yeah, that's Brayden's favorite.
Taylor's been watching it. He loves it.
I tried it. I understand the appeal.
How far in did you get?
Like the first main arc.
Mm.
Ultimately, I decided it was too violent for me.
It's definitely violent, but you watch Game of Thrones.
I'm really tired of people throwing that in my face when I say that I don't like violence. But wasn't Game of Thrones like your favorite show? Yeah, it was.
I think they have a point. I think you need to look in the mirror, maybe. Like, it's so valid.
I had something keeping me interested in Game of Thrones regardless of the violence.
You don't think that there's something in Vinland Saga that keeps people's interest other
There's
than the
not
violence?
Dragons. There's no dragons.
It has to be dragons. There was like barely any dragons in the first one.
In the first Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
There wasn't. My feelings about dragons are deep.
Okay.
But I had Daenerys Targaryen and I had dragons and I had the thesis that war is bad. Which I guess is basically the thesis of Vinland Saga, too.
All I'm saying is I think that I'm being open-minded watching anime in the first place. I think you need to be open-minded
I've seen
about
so
animes,
much anime, Becca.
but you need to be open-minded about certain animes that you're just like...
I gave it a fair chance.
I don't know.
And then Malachi was like, the first season's pretty violent, but we'll watch this. Let's just start the second season with me and it's less violent.
The second season is very peaceful from what I've seen.
Yeah, but it opens on another massacre. And so I was like, actually, you lied to me and I'm not watching this. No, you can't say that. I gave it a try.
Oh my god. You were not giving it a real try. I know it. You didn't want to like it.
I did. Vikings are cool. I like Norse mythology.
Anyway, I don't know why I'm going hard for it. I haven't even watched it.
But... Yeah, what is this dog in this fight?
I'm just saying, we have to be open to, if there's an anime that people are like, this is the best anime, then I think we need to be open to that. We're anime for blondes, for crying out loud.
But you don't even like anime.
We gotta give the people what they want.
You don't even like anime like that, apparently.
Yeah, so when we watch it, it needs to be good. It needs to be the best of the best.
But there's other reasons. I have so many shows that I want to show you, and it's not just because it's a perfect show. I do want to show you Fruits Basket because it is a perfect show.
Okay.
But like I want you to what?
Like, is it like The Office?
The Office is crazy.
That's my definition of I literally just watched it for the first time this year.
Okay. This is a take that I hope the people listening understand. In my opinion, the anime equivalent of The Office is Oran High School Host Club. And let me know if you agree or disagree.
Have you seen all of The Office?
I've seen.
I fear that you're being judgmental without having watched the whole thing.
I fear you don't understand what I mean by they're the equivalent of. I think you think I'm insulting The Office, and I'm not.
I wonder if you have an accurate hang on The Office.
I've seen a lot of it. I've seen a lot of The Office.
You've got to watch it, like, all the way through to get it.
You can't say that about everything.
But it kind of is true, you know? Like, think about your favorite things. Like, think about if someone watched just, like, a few episodes of Game of Thrones here and there, and they were like, it wasn't for me. Wouldn't you be like, no, like, you didn't actually give it a fair shot?
It depends on what episodes they're watching.
Well, yeah. Honestly, I mean, we still have a second season, so it's not even, like, close.
Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even close. And then we'll get more seasons, too, when they come out.
Yeah, third season is slotted for 2025. So
we already have that. That's probably going to be, like, season 3.
Yeah.
Season 3, JJK.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I definitely need to get you to watch a romance before then.
Yeah, we definitely need a romance palate cleanser.
Exactly.
So tell us if you want us to watch Fruits Basket.
I really wonder if when they get to this episode, if we'll have already decided.
I feel like we can't decide without the people.
Okay.
Like, that's fair.
Should we do an Instagram story poll?
I think we have to.
Okay.
Let us know in the comments below, guys.
What the options are.
Let us know. You can leave a review anywhere you listen to podcasts and let us know. But only if you're going to give it 5 stars. You don't need to leave. You don't need to tell us who if it's any less than that.
Yeah, contrary to popular belief, not all press is good press.
Yeah, it's not. And then you can also let us know in the YouTube comments, where you can also see our super cute outfits every week and know whose voice is whose. And then you also can comment on our Instagram or our TikTok. We want to hear from you. What's your favorite anime? What anime do you think is the best of the best?
And do you think I should still be allowed to be on this podcast if I dye my hair pink? Or does that disqualify me?
And don't worry, guys. I will have highlights next week. So
she's about to be blonder.
I'm going to be blonder.
Yeah, join us next week for Blonder Becca and the start of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I think you need this next arc.
I think I do too.
I think you're like losing steam a little bit.
I kind of am. Tune in to see if I finish it.
Yeah, tune in to see if we even post these.
God, that'd be a lot of footage.
See
you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Anime for Blondes.